Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be testing out this brand called Lawnite. They are an Amazon seller, so you can only get their products on Amazon. They had reached out to me and asked if I wanted to test out some of their cat eyes, and I said I would, since I am kind of into the cat eye trend going on right now. As you can see, they just come in this plain brown box. I do kind of wish that the box was more catered towards their brand and wasn't just this plain brown box. But looking at their store on Amazon, it does appear to me that they're a fairly new brand, as they don't really have very many reviews. They also don't have a ton of product, so I am just going to go ahead and assume that they are a fairly new brand. But in this kit here that I got, you do get the magnet with the rectangle side and the circle side. You also get that pamphlet there that has instructions on how to apply some different products. It also has the removal process, and I believe there was like a contact information there, or like how to get in contact with them. So the kit that I got is the Fall Jelly Cat Eye Kit. It does come with 5 colors and 1 cat eye. They are 8 milliliter bottles. On the back you get the the ingredients, and it does say to test beforehand and to discontinue using it if you have any sensitivity or irritation. So these colors don't have names, but they are numbered, as you can see on the front of the bottle. You can also see that strip of color there. That is supposed to be the color swatch to let you know what color is inside of the bottle. They kind of don't match very well, as you can see here. I just feel like that is a common thing though, when brands use the sticker label on their bottles to show the color that's on the inside. It doesn't match up very well versus the brands that have that little clear cap on the top of their bottles with the drop of gel polish in there, so you can actually see what the colors are, which is fine. That doesn't really bother me. I know some people don't like that, like they would like the colors to match up a little more, but for me, it doesn't really matter. Right here, when I started swatching this color, is when I realized that all the colors aren't cat eye colors. The picture that they showed me of this kit, I assumed that they were all cat eyes. That was my fault. I didn't really look too hard at the picture. I saw the colors and I saw the cat eye, and I was like, ooh, I really like this one. I want this one. So that was my bad thing, to not realize that they weren't all cat eyes. So like I said, this is a jelly kit, but that first color isn't really a jelly color. It is more of a solid color. Again, you can see here that the label and what's inside the bottle do not match up. Also, the pictures for the listing on Amazon don't really match up with the colors you are getting either. I was expecting some different colors here. I wasn't really expecting this brown, because in the listing it doesn't really show this brown. It shows like a brown, but it's more of like a burnt orange type of brown. So the coloring is a little bit off, but they do say, if you look at any gel polishes on a website, it does say that the coloring may be a little off based on your monitor or the screen you're looking at, and like the lighting they used and everything. So there is a little bit of color difference between the pictures versus what you are getting. I will say though that even though the colors that you get do look different from the colors that are in the listing, they are still very pretty colors. I do like these colors, and I think they're great colors for fall. I do kind of wish they were a little closer though. I think the closest one was this one right here that I'm swatching now. And that first one, I feel like those two are the closest to what you see on the listing. The other three colors, they really don't match. And the next color that you're going to see that it really doesn't match. Like, it's a completely different color than what's on the listing. I also want to say that the consistency between each of these gel polishes is a little bit different. It's not the same consistency throughout. This one in particular was very like sticky and thick. It was almost like, I guess the closest thing I could compare it to would be like if you were painting with like maple syrup. It's like really thick and sticky. Some of the other gel polishes were thinner and they glided on nicely. Some of the other colors were a little bit thicker. But number 3 was the thickest out of all of them. Like I said with this one, so this one is way different than what the label on the bottle shows. It's also way different from any of the other colors that are shown on the listing. It is a yellow or like a ambery color, and that is shown nowhere on the listing or on this label. I do kind of wish that the colors that you were getting were a little bit more consistent with the picture. I know that, like, you know, coloring can be a little bit off, but like I said, this is a completely different color. It's this really pretty ambery yellow color, and the colors on the listing are all kind of different shades of orange, except for that like light nudish, tannish, brownish color. It was just a bit of a surprise to open up these bottles and see that the colors inside don't match up with the colors that are being advertised that you're getting. And I know that can be pretty upsetting for some people because you're expecting to get one color, but then you get a completely different color. I, however, was pleasantly surprised at these different colors. I felt like this gave it more of that fall feel, whereas on the listing they're all just varying shades of orange, which still give that fall feel, but I am glad that there is more of a variety of color and it's not just, you know, orange and dark orange and an even darker orange, you know. I do like the orange and the yellow and this red here. Like I said, these are perfect colors for fall in my opinion. Now, before I get to the Cateye swatch, I do want to mention that the original listing stated that the Cateye was a hollow Cateye. It does not say that anymore. I did leave a review on Amazon saying how that it said it was a hollow, but it's really just a plain silver. And I wish that if they were advertising that it was hollow, that it would be a hollow. And now I'm seeing that they took out hollow out of their listing, which is nice. I'm glad they did that because this is definitely not a hollow Cateye. It is just a straight silver Cateye, which is nothing. There's nothing wrong with a silver cat eye, but like I said in my Madam Glam cat eye video, if it's going to be advertised as hollow, then it needs to be hollow and not just a plain silver. That being said, I do think this is a really pretty silver cat eye. As you can see here, it is a clear base with the silver magnetized pieces. The cat eye effect shows up really nicely here. The magnet also works very nicely. I know sometimes you can get a magnet and it doesn't work very well. I haven't had that experience personally with any of the magnets that I have received, but I know if you look at some of the reviews on different cat eye magnets, you'll see people saying that it wasn't strong enough and it didn't move any of the pieces around. But as you can see here, the magnet pieces move around nicely and you really get that cat eye effect. This is the swatches with just one coat. You can see this color is a little bit streaky. I noticed that a few of the colors were a little bit streaky, which I don't really care for that with a jelly color. I would like it to go on smoothly and like level out so that it's a nice smooth finish, because with jelly polishes, you can do one coat to have a very sheer jelly color, or you can add multiple coats to build up that color a little bit. And with these, with one coat, you can see here again, it's a little bit streaky. And if you're just doing one coat, you're going to see all those brush strokes and the streakiness. Whereas once I put the second coat on, you couldn't tell that there was that streaking anymore. But like I said, it would be nice if there was no streaking at all, since these are jelly and sometimes you only use one coat for the jelly color, depending on how you want the color to look. This like ambery yellow color here is probably my favorite out of all of these colors. I just think it's a super pretty color. I also really like the red one too, which is really surprising to me because like I've stated in previous videos, I'm not a huge fan of red polish, mainly on myself. I think it looks weird. I've seen other people wear red nail polish and it looks great. However, on me, I don't care for it, but I really do like this jelly red here. I think it looks really good, but that yellow one, the ambery color, it's definitely my favorite, and it gives me like Jurassic Park mosquito stuck in the amber type of vibes. And this is what they look like with two coats of the color and a top coat. As you can see, a second coat just really deepens those jellies and it makes the colors pop a little bit more. I did a second coat on the cat eye as well, just to make the cat eye pop a little bit more. And I don't want this video to come across that I'm trying to bash this brand, because that is absolutely not what I'm trying to do. I am just being honest with my thoughts and feelings and what I found with this brand. I am just trying to educate you guys a little bit more before you decide to buy it. Kind of give you an insight of what you could potentially be getting. Just because this is my experience with this brand doesn't mean it is going to be your experience. While mine, the consistency was different from gel to gel, you know, some were thicker, some were thinner. Yours might potentially be even all across, and they're all, you know, on the thinner side or on the thicker side. I don't know. There's really no way to tell unless you do buy it. But I do want you to be aware that the consistency may be a little bit differently with each gel. I don't want you guys to go in and blind buy this without being aware of what could potentially be what you're purchasing. Also, it's not going to help the brand improve any if I don't give those constructive criticisms. I do feel like there is a lot of potential with this brand. Like I said, I feel like they are fairly new, and they could make some tweaks here and there, and I do want them to be successful and to make their products as best as they can. And like I said, the only way they're going to be able to improve is if they do get those constructive criticisms. And like I said earlier, they did originally list it as a holographic cat eye, so I was seeing if the holo would show up with the flash, but it didn't, because like I said, it is just a plain silver cat eye, and they did take the holographic part out of the listing. But like I said, I do think these are beautiful colors and they are great for fall. There are just a few things that this brand could do to improve the quality a little bit. And I will have this kit linked down below in the description for anyone who is interested and would like to purchase it. Moving on now to the nail art portion. I am starting out by drawing on some French tips. I'm going in with that like nudish brown color for the nail bed area. I have no idea what was going on this day when I was doing these. My French tips were not coming out very good. My smile lines were all over the place and they weren't even. I ended up having to do this nail off camera. I do show me doing one other nail, and the last nail I also did off camera because like I said, I was having a rough time with doing these French tips, and I only did the French tips on 3 of the nails. It was the thumbnail, the middle nail, and the pinky nail. And I did 2 layers of this color, and I cured each layer for 60 seconds. Now for the French tip area, I am just going in with that cat eye polish and just filling that all in. And then I'm going to take my magnet and just bring all of the glitter pieces up to the surface. And then I do kind of push them down a little bit so there is like a little line there on the French tip of the little magnetized pieces. I don't know if that made any sense of what I was saying, but you are going to see what I was trying to say here in a second. But after I get the cat eye how I want it to look, I do stick that in my lamp and cure for 60 seconds. And then once I take it out of the lamp, I'm just going to use those jelly colors and go over the cat eye. For this nail, I am using the orange jelly color. I did do 2 layers of the orange, and I cured each layer for 60 seconds. For this nail, I wanted to see if it would make a difference if instead of putting the cat eye first and then doing the jelly color on top, if it would make a difference if I kind of sandwich the cat eye in between the two layers of color. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm starting off by applying that ambery color, and then I cure that for 60 seconds, and then I go in with the cat eye, and I do the cat eye the same way that I did on the other nail. And then once I get that how I want it, cure for 60 seconds, and then go over top with that ambery color again, and then cure that for 60 seconds. And honestly, to me, it doesn't look like it made much of a difference. So, for this last nail that I did, I decided to just go ahead and put the cat eye on the bottom, because that made it a lot easier to do instead of having to switch between the colors and clean off my brush a bunch of times. I could just put the cat eye down, clean my brush, and then do the two layers of the color instead of doing the color, clean the brush, cat eye, clean the brush, color. It was just a whole lot easier this way. Same thing, did the cat eye, did it how I liked it, cured for 60 seconds, two layers of the jelly on top. I used the red color, cured each layer for 60 seconds. And then for the other two nails, I had an idea. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out, so I did test it here on this nail off camera, and I really liked how it looked, so I did go ahead and do this on the other nail, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So this design does have quite a few layers. So you start off with the cat eye, apply that Bring all of the magnetized pieces up to the surface with your magnet, and then with the rounded side, you just push all of those pieces up to the top of the nail, or if you're doing it the opposite way, you just push it whichever way you want it. And then I flash cured that real quick, did another layer, did the same thing. I applied this layer right underneath where that curve is from the first layer, flash cured that, and then I just repeated that process all the way down the nail until I got down to the free edge. And then after I got all of the layers of the cat eye on, I did stick this nail in the lamp to cure for a full 60 seconds. Now I'm going to take the red, orange, and yellow, and I'm going to be doing like a tricolor ombre. I apply them with the brushes straight out the bottle, and then I blend them with a liner brush. I know you see the fuzz on my nail there. That was from a cotton ball. I had a spill and had to clean that up with some acetone, and I used a cotton ball because it just like wipes it up better than using a lint-free wipe with the acetone. And it ended up making some of the cotton fuzz stick to my nail and my hand, and I didn't realize it until after I had filmed this part, so just ignore that. Like I said, I blend out with my liner brush, and I just kind of drag the colors up and down to blend them. Because they are jelly, they blend real easily, so you're not going to spend forever blending out the colors like you would with a solid color. And then after I get those blended out in the way I want them to look, I go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And because I wasn't happy with my French tips, I decided I was going to cover the nail bed area with some rhinestones to try and hide it and distract from them not being the greatest. So I'm just taking some gold or like champagne colored rhinestones. I thought this would look really good with this set. It also is kind of a fallish color. And I apply my rhinestone glue to the area where I want the rhinestones to be. Then I go over top that with my top coat. I don't like to top coat after applying rhinestones because I hate trying to go around the rhinestones with the top coat and trying to avoid getting the top coat on them. It's just easier for me to do it this way. It also helps to blend out the rhinestone glue so you don't have any lumps and bumps from it, and it makes the surface of the nail nice and smooth and even. After I get the rhinestones placed on how I want them, I go ahead and cure that for a full 60 seconds, and then I repeat that on the other two French tip nails. And now I'm just going in and top coating those other two nails since I haven't top coated them yet. And then I do cure them for 60 seconds. and this is how they came out. I think they came out super well. They're super pretty and are great for the fall. My French tips could be better, but like I said, I was struggling that day and I couldn't figure out what I was doing. They look super pretty under flash though, like that subtle sparkle from the Cateye, and you can really see the shift there. Also, the way the light reflects off the rhinestones is really nice. I do feel like this is a really nice set for the fall. It was also pretty easy to do. Also, not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried using that like light brown tannish color for the nail bed area. I thought maybe it might be a little too dark for that, but I think it actually turned out really well, and it matches really well with the colors and looks natural and like a really nice nude color for these nails. And I'm not going to be modeling these nails on myself, one because I do currently have a set on myself, but two because I did run out of my sticky tabs after all of my different Halloween sets, so I have no more. So you don't get to see what they would look like on an actual hand, but they are a super pretty set of nails, and I am really happy with how they came out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.